Good evening, Redbox family. Wow, what a crazy day today was. Can't say I'm thrilled about it, but there's a lot to be taken from the lesson here. Once again, we got played, and part of it, unfortunately, is our own fault, including mine. I made a huge mistake that I didn't realize what I didn't know and didn't understand, and I relied on what I read in a filing and was confident that I knew my information, and I missed something. I missed something huge, and it's a lesson that we all are going to have to learn about warrants, because I'm willing to bet, well, I'm hoping that if somebody in this group knew this, they would have stepped up and said something, because I know that I didn't see this coming and didn't understand it, but I can see it with a whole new light now, guys. In the filing, my confidence came from a few things. It was the fact that it said, in order for the warrants to be redeemed, that the price would need to be above $18 for 20 out of 30 trading days. And then they would need to give a 30-day notice of redemption. The issue is that the warrants were not redeemed. The warrants were exercised for a cashless exercise, which means basically they hit a price target of $11.50. And because of this merger agreement, which I'm still confused by the fact of how this was allowed, because it said that an SEC filing would need to be in place in order for the cashless warrants to be exercised. And there was no SEC filing in place. So I'm not sure whether these warrants got exercised yesterday or whether we had the run-up yesterday that allowed them to put the order out to exercise today, and they were able to do it. And I'm not even quite sure how many of the 12 million warrants that are on the table have been exercised at this point. And there's no way that we're going to even know that till the next filing, unless Redbox comes out with a statement saying it. Please stay through the remainder of this, because this play is not over as far as I'm concerned, and I'll get into that in a few. And I'm sorry looking at my boring picture, but I'm exhausted and I want to get this out to you. So it's very important I get through it. And that you know, because I did not intentionally try to mislead anyone, and I still own every single share that I purchased, just so that you guys all know that. I feel like I got played on my lack of knowledge in warrants, and unfortunately, those of you that follow me and trusted me, I feel like I disappointed you as well. You know, obviously, we all need to be responsible for our own GD, but I still don't feel good about this at all. I want you to know that, guys. It's killing me, actually. Sorry. Anyways, so what is on the table now is that essentially at $11.50, all 12 million of those warrants are able to be cashlessly exercised, exchanged. One warrant for a share. So it's going to dilute the stock. However, as you know, according to Ortex, essentially our float was 1.95 million, which may be let's assume that there's some mistake there of a double. Let's assume it's 4 million. Even being 4 million, if all 12 million of those warrants are exercised, that's still 16 million warrants. 16 million shares is the max that our float could be at this point. So, with a short interest of 220%, even if you divide that by 8, we're still looking at high 20s to 30% short interest on this play. And that's the known short interest. That doesn't count the naked shares. And I've already showed you what the API that came from Webull showed, that as of Monday, we had, actually was that Friday? I don't know. As of the last video I made, we had 58 million shares, okay? 58 million shares on Webull alone was sold to retail. So guys, the naked shorts in this play are still insanely high. Even if there's 16 million shares, the known short interest is still approximately 27 to 30%. Okay? It's still huge. Huge, huge, huge. AMC is a target of a short squeeze, and the short interest has been in the 20%. Anything over 10% short interest is considered a squeezable stock. So I still don't think this play is done. I think that this play actually has a lot more room to go in it. And there's another option, although I'm not sure that they would want this to go into play. But there's a whole bunch of warrants that Seaport has. Another 6 million warrants that if they can hold $12 for 20 trading days, they can exercise those warrants. However, it's my understanding that because of this merger deal, even though they can exercise them, they can't, those shares are not tradable. So they would convert over to CSSE shares at that 0.087 of a share joke price. But we don't know, what the process is with CSSE, whether they think it'd be worth it to exercise those warrants or not. So part of me says, are they going to try to keep it above $12 for 20 days to get those into play? Is there something that could benefit them in that aspect of the deal? I don't know, but that's one thought that I thought about through this learning process. But regardless of that, I mean, that's neither here nor there, honestly, but it's just something I thought I'd mention to you, because if you review back on the June 3rd filing, go to pages 110 to 114 and study them, because I read those pages, guys, and I still didn't get the difference. I truly didn't get the difference between exercise and redemption. I didn't see it. I feel like I got hit with a bat just over and over and over again, and it's not a good feeling, and I'm sure you're all feeling the same way right now, hearing me tell you this, and it's not easy for me to tell you either. I feel like I failed you. But let's get through this. Let's pick ourselves up, and let's, see what we can do with this play. I'm not out. I still own all my shares. I'm not going anywhere. This is also a technical play. Just so you know, it's a technical play. It's actually looking excellent on the daily chart. We're getting crossovers of the lower moving averages, which are great. If you guys take the time, please look at Review Dork Gabe. He also trades with a 1348 moving average, and I've heard that, I think Trey has a Discord that does 1348 for one of their trading, I don't know, one of their trading things, guys. I'm not computer tech savvy when it comes to Discord and that stuff. I think I have an account, but I honestly don't know how to use it. But please check out Gabe Review Dork at least, and if anyone knows if Trey uses it or is in his Discord, maybe you can help the community by telling them. But I think that if you can learn the 1348 and you can start to look at the bigger picture on plays, you can learn how something's doing. So when I look at Redbox, there's a lot of people in our community that's in here for the technical play, because they've messaged me about the the technical stats behind it and what it's doing. And they haven't left either. And they didn't come for the squeeze. They came for the technical. The squeeze is a bonus. So if we get a squeeze, fabulous. Is the squeeze going to be as easy as it was at, 1.95 million shares? No. But is it going to be as hard as it would be to get AMC or Redbox to squeeze? No. It's a heck of a lot easier than that, guys. The numbers are still there. We can still do this. So let's pick ourselves up. Let's take this as a learning lesson. A hard one, albeit, would have been nice to get out at the top and then get back in. but I think that we can do this together. So I hope that you all have a great night, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Again, I'm very sorry. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. It wasn't my intention to mislead anyone with my lack of knowledge in regards to warrants.